at ease, you should be able to do that. So, any question? And those who have already presented their project, except that if someone is remaining, we can do that. So, out of four participants, any question? Have you calculated the example which I have given once upon a time? I had given you some exercise. Anybody has done that? The number of finding out something, and you can see on the 1st August, I have given examples. Example one, two, three, four. Anybody has done anything on that? Because now there is no further. We should consolidate whatever we have learned. Anyone have seen the examples which I had given? So let me share and discuss those four examples at least. Hmm. Let's go with the first example. If this is a question, you have a 10,000 population. You have taken a sample of 100 individuals randomly, and out of this 100 sample, mean hemoglobin is 10 gram and standard deviation is 1 gram. So the question is find out the population mean. Mean hemoglobin is the population. Can anyone tell me this? Is it possible for you to calculate? Anyone?
Sir, we suppose the population mean is mostly probably equal to the sample mean.
Plus minus 2 standard error of mean, right?
Okay.
So 10 gram plus minus 2 standard of mean. Now what is the formula for standard error of mean? It is standard is equal to,
Sigma by root n.
yeah, ST upon root n. So root n is 10. 1 upon 10. So as such, if you take a whole root, you use the word SD square upon n whole root. But usually in this case, we just say SD upon root n. So 1 upon 10, there's 0.1. So zero point 0.1 into 2. So zero point 0.2. So 10 gram plus minus zero point 0.2. So 9.8 to 10.2 gram will be the population mean. Now the next question is, a person having hemoglobin 11.8 gram belongs to this sample or not? What is your answer? Population mean is 9.8 to 10.2 gram. Now, a person having 11.8 gram belongs to this sample or not? What is the probability? Anyone?
So I have found the Z value and it's
Mhm.
come to be 96.41%, and that value lie between the three standard deviation from the mean. So from that value we can consider the 11.8 is
It
belong to
is not.
sample.
It is not three standard deviation. It is two standard deviation because see mean plus minus two standard deviation. So 8 to 12 gram. That will be the range, right? 10 minus 2, 10 plus 2. ST is 1 gram. So mean plus minus 2 standard deviation will be the range, which covers the 95%.
95%.
Right?
So you
So
don't consider 99%?
that we should not consider because we when we don't have that range with us, if you want to say 99 plus something like that, in that case, see why we don't use the 99. You can use 99.9 also. But when we are precise that yes, 95% of the time it within that range, right? So if you go for 99, people will not say no to you. But that in that case, the beta error increases and alpha error decreases. If you take 99, right? So alpha error zone decreases, beta error zone increases. So we need to the, do the balancing between alpha and beta error. So when it is within the 95%, so naturally it is within the 99%. So why do we use that word? Understand?
Right,
Suppose
sir.
if it is a 10.5 gram, what we say that the it is within 68%, but our limit usually what we demarcate is 95%. That's why we said it is within the plus minus 2 standard deviation, 95%, that we have taken as a cutoff line to refuse the uh, null hypothesis. When you want to have a more precise answer, right? At that time, you go for 3 standard deviation because it may be outside 2 standard deviation, but within 3 standard deviation. So, what should be taken? The more you take 3, 4 standard deviation, your the confidence interval increases. Your confidence when you say no to someone, at that time your confidence increases. But when it is included already there is no purpose in saying that within 3 standard deviation when it is within 2 standard deviation, right? And this is a null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. All this, I think, takes around 2 to 3 hours actual discussion. Why we say null hypothesis? You can negate something. So when it is actually, let's say, when we say 11.8 is within the group, then when we are using this word, we are also making some error. And that error is beta error because it may be outside, but we are assuming that it is within the group just because of this 95% limit. So this is anyway, the person belongs to group. But if hemoglobin is 7 to 8 gram, what is your answer? We need to find out number of people having hemoglobin between 7 to 8 gram. Can you find out that? And government wants to give 1,000 rupees ration to all these people for increasing hemoglobin. At that time, administrator need to find out what will be the cost. How many people will be between 7 to 8 gram? How many people will be less than 7 gram? Can any one of you calculate what number
There
of
is
people?
mostly
Anyone?
less than 5% of total population.
Total population?
Only 5% or less than 5% of the total population, because it's lie below the 95%, above the 95% according to for this problem.
Now, in this case, it will be extremely difficult for you to calculate. I will tell you reason. Say as such, if the question is also find out number of people having HB between 7 to 8 gram in the sample. If I tell you in sample, then it is very clear. 10 minus 2 SD will be 8 gram, right? And minus 3 SD will be 7 gram. So between 7 to 8 gram, you can easily say that it will be, you can say the 5% zone, right? So it is beyond 5%, 2.5, 2.5%. So the rest of the will be something like, you can say the 99.7. So 97, 2.5 minus uh, zero point 0.3, approximately 2%, approximately. So two individuals will be there between this. But if the question is in the total population, then in total population, the word would not be 2%, because in this case, because we don't have the standard deviation of the total population, the calculation will be much, much difficult. And in that case, what you need to find out that now you have a 2% as out of 100, having a HB between 7 to 8 grams. So when you go for 10,000, you need to calculate standard error of proportion. And standard proportion you can calculate by 2% into 98% in the root divided by the 100. This is how you calculate the population percentages. That range you will be able to take. I hope that none of you have understood this. Anybody? Anyone has understood what I want me to say? Yash, Mansha, Grivaran, anyone
Got
has
it, sir,
understood?
but little confusing.
Yeah. This is confusing because when you want to talk about the population based on a sample, if you wanted to calculate for the sample, it is easy. That the 95% range, it's two standard deviation. Beyond that is 5% range, right? So both the side is 7 to 8, or you take 12 to 13. That will be almost equal. And beyond 95% is 5%. So roughly it is 2.5, 2.5. You subtract a little bit, it comes to around 2%. Right? You have understood this beyond this two standard deviation,
Yeah,
both the
sir.
side, both the tail,
Yeah,
right?
for total test 2.5, 2.5, right?
So let's say it's 2%. Now, this is in the sample. Out of 100, 2% is likely to be having a hemoglobin 7 to 8 gram. But based on a sample, you want to talk about the population, there is some error. And that is error. Usually, when you want to say that, what do you mean by sampling error? When you want to talk about population based on a sample, this is known as sampling error. I repeat, when you want to talk about population based on a sample, it is a sampling error. When you want to standardize this sampling error, that is a standard error. And how do you calculate the standard error? In case of standard proportion, you take root PQ upon N. So root PQ upon N, P here is 2%, Q is 98% divided by N, that is 100. So that will be almost you can say that uh, root 2, root 2 will be there. And that root 2, you can say that 1.1, 1.2, 1.4, 1.3, 1.2, 12 into 12, 13, 14. Let's say 1.4 or so. So that percentage, 2% plus minus 2 into 1.4%. So 5%, it will be, because that will be the zero. So it will anyway between 0 to 5%. So out of 10,000 population, approximately you can say that 500 people would have the hemoglobin between 7 to 8 gram or less than 8 gram, like that. So is basically you are calculating population proportion based on a sample proportion. Any question? Yes, you have understood something? Given,
Yes, sir, I got it.
yeah, given you also understood something?
Yes, sir, I got it.
Okay, you can otherwise just leave it like that. We can discuss again. Second example, population mean in above example is suppose 10.5 gram. Do you think that sample is represented in this case? What is your answer? Suppose we calculated that here the mean population mean was 10, the range would be 9.8 to 10.2. And this population mean is suppose 10.5. We can definitely say that the sample is not representative, right? Because population mean should cover 95% of the sample mean. But here the sample mean is 10 gram, where the population is 10.5 gram. So we can say that it's not representative and more anemic population they have found out from somewhere. Is that clear example too? Population mean belongs to sample mean plus minus to standard error, or sample mean belongs to population mean plus minus to standard error. But then it is beyond that. In case of Z is equal to 10.5 minus 10 divided by zero point 0.1 is the standard error. So you can say Z is 5. So is not representative of the population. At least understood 50%. Given and Mansa.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hmm? So the
Yes,
example 3, Ahmedabad 400%, mean hemoglobin 10 grams, standard is 2 grams. Bombay 500%. It says these are the representative, and the Bombay HB 10.5 gram with ST 1 gram. Do you think that this difference is significant? How do you calculate this example? Any idea?
So
So,
I did by using the t-test for two sample.
hmm,
Sorry, z-test for large sample.
that
Sample is
is,
too
yeah,
large. Then
basically
is
SD1 square upon N1 plus SD square per N2, right?
yeah.
So
So
you find out standard error.
yes, sir.
What is that?
And after the calculation, the Z value come 4.566. That is the more than, if we consider for the tablet 95%, is more than the tabulated one. So we reject and null hypothesis and say that there is an actual significant difference between the two means.
So basically, the standard error is approximately zero point 0.1 or so, right? Standard error of difference between two mean. What is exactly around zero point 0.1?
It's under root 0.012.
That will be a roughly, it is zero point 0.1 or zero point 0.2, not more than that, right? So if you take a Z over
Yeah, it's
here,
0.1095.
okay. So that is, let's keep it zero point 0.1 for understanding.
Okay.
So if you say Z is equal to 10.5 minus 10 divided by zero point 0.1, that will be Z is equal to 5. So is P is less than 0.05, means the likelihood that both are from the same population is less than 5%, less than 0.05. So we say that difference is statistically significant, right? Okay.
Yeah, sir. That is.
Fourth example. So this example I'm giving, but you should be able to prepare these examples. Yeah, it's a long one. In Rajasthan state, random sample of 600 male were taken and it was found that 200% are having addiction. 200, 600, no, 200, 33%. If Rajasthan adult male population 1.5 crore, what will be the total number of male addicts in Rajasthan? So 33% is the p value, right? 33% is p value. So what will be the q? 67%. So divided by 600. So answer would be somewhere around 373 is 2 will be somewhere among the percentage if you say s is equal to approximately 1.4 or so. So standard error you need to find out standard error of proportion. So you can say that 33% plus minus 3%. So 30 to 36% approximately. So you can do 30 to 36% of the 1.5 crore population. That will be the range of addicts you will find. Anyway, this was just in the examples, how you can make examples. I will stop sharing over here. So now, Yash, you have probably presented your topic previously.
So we discussed that thing in the NFHS
Yeah,
day.
and Grivaran also probably.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and Mansa had done that. Have you presented your topic, project proposal? Anyone? Mansa, you are on. Are you listening? Uh, anyway, we don't need not wait for that. So we should go back to AP Info a little bit so that at least you should be able to use it first. Now we'll share it first. Okay. I hope all of you have at least installed and have started using it. I don't think we had seen the create forms and enter data. Of course, it's not a part of analysis, but it's worth giving 5-10 minutes for that. See the number of activities in a single project. There can be so many database. Suppose you have a community health project, you will have an internal record, you will have family record, you will have children record, vaccination record, OPD record, and so many things you will have in community health project. So suppose we want to start a new project, community health project, community health project. So first you need to write down where it is going to be located. It is under the C drive. Uh, I will be writing it right now, but you should understand where it is saving. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to retrieve later on. And let's say that here we are saving it. We sort now CHP doesn't allow us to keep a space in between. Family details. So first step, you may not be able to remember, but at least you have seen that we gave a name of the project, database automatically taken, like that. Now, when we want to start, you need to write down the title. Title. So title we want to give community health project of Himachal Pradesh. When you write something like this, field name is taken automatically, which we can change as per our desire. We call it CSP Himachal. Now, this can be done in the Gujarati, Hindi, whatever language you want, whatever language are supported. Right? There's a title. You can change the color, etc. Then there's a text. First question, you can say that serial number of the family. Automatic it will take. You can select again. You can just say SR number. And if you do not want to allow it, right, change it. Then you can say read only. You cannot then change it. You can see only. Required means you have to do it. There is no uh, uh, compulsory. Repeat last means if you the name of a village, you can do the repeat last. It's okay. So this is a serial number family. Similarly, you can take date, checkbox, yes, legal values like this. The legal values, for example, if you keep it over here, you can have gender. Right? Gender of head of family. And here you can say the gender only. And here you may skip the required, but data source you need to give. And when you don't have a data source, if you have, let's say, surname, you have 1,000 surname with you, you can use existing data, give that database name, and automatically it will be taken over here. And because we don't have right now, we are creating new one. We'll say that male, female, do not want to disclose like this. And then okay. So it will be coming like this. You will say drop. So basically it's a program generator, right? And you can then save over here, you close the project, and then uh, you can see that enter data. So now you have opened up the form. Now you're doing a data entry in this. Two, three, seven, four. Even big form you can fill like this. So this is a data entry. We'll save it over here. And now we do the, so we created a form, we enter the data, and then we can do the analysis in that. So read file. So it has read the file. It a record one frequency. Say rest of the record were not saved. Otherwise, one. This is not the one. This is I think this is not the file which we want to have. It was probably a read and this family details. These tables. We should go for tables, not the forms. And family detail. Gender, height, family detail, family details. From the data source. Is it? Okay. Probably it is not doing the same thing. We should have 5 records. Let me enter the data again. Open the form and the project. CSV. CSV.prg. Details, right? Equal. Equal 1 of 1. And new record. So what the problem was, we are adding the data, but we were not saving the data. So this is our new record. The two email and then the new record. Now it is saving. Actually speaking, somewhere here, there is a tool to save this thing, right? And we go for next record. Next record. Let's just save it. And then serial number 4 mail. And then the new record. And so now we have adding the records, right? Initially, we were not saving the record. We were not doing new record. That was the problem. So we had only one record. Now I think we have enough record and we can save the form. And then we can go for analysis purpose. So create the form, enter the data. And now I think we should have more than one data at least. it in the projects CSP. Now it is saying 5 record, and from 5 record, then you can go for the frequency. You can see the key, and you can male, female. You have looking at the frequency also. So we have completed totally 3 things, right? In that, so create the forms, enter the data, and class it. Visual board dashboard is possible, but I am not using too much. It's only for the purpose of youngster like you, and it in a single the dashboard they will keep everything with you. So you can keep the 8 to 10 database and so many things, and you will find everywhere. Single things. You can see the reports also. You can see. You can see the 3, 4 database files, analysis. Everything you can have in this the dashboard. You can have the analysis of data variables. You can see, right? uh, Filters. It is beyond my level because I don't use frequently. But as a youngster, you should try to use this dashboard to make your 100 projects together. If you want to do it, you can do it over here. And stealth calc is routinely you should be using it, particularly for doing the sample size calculation, or if you want to do the uh, say meta-analysis, etc. For that purpose, you should be using it. And on that day, we have seen if you want to find out the sample survey, so what should be the sample size? For that, you can use it. And it doesn't matter what is the population size usually, right? You can say that you have this much population size. When you do not know the frequency within the society, for maximum sample, you go for 50%. Others, you know that only the 10% people are rich and you want to find out the proportion of rich and poor, or you want to find out influenza, no influenza, something like diabetic, non-diabetic. At that time, you can take expected frequency that. And the acceptable margin of error 5%. So if it is 10%, 5% margin is too much. 10% plus minus 2 plus minus 1, how much percentage you will allow in result? So it will be something like 2. If it is a 50, it may be 5. But if it is a 10 percentage, you expect between 12 to 14, like that. Right? And design effect. If you have taken simple random sampling, you will have kept a design effect 1. But if you have taken stratified, then simple or system random sampling, you have done a stratification various caste wise, area wise, etc. Then you will have a design effect 2. And the cluster, you want to take 10 cluster, 5 cluster like this, then you can decide the number of cluster. Usually we take 40 cluster and 6 in each. In this case, we usually go for 95% confidence interval, and we'll have the sample size would be around 1714. If you write cluster 3 over, let's say 4 cluster over here, then it says that in cluster, each cluster you will have this much, 429, and this will be the total sample. If you want to go for a more confidence interval, sample size will go on increasing. So you can use state calc frequently. And this is for, I told you that day that if you are doing, let's say, the research at various places, Stata 1, 2, 3, 4, eight state or eight Anganwadi workers or eight classes like this, then you first enter the data over here. Let's say 20, then you 5, then you have also 5 over here and 30 over here. So you will have one data over here. You will have a calculation. Then you go for the next data. You'll have again 15 or 25, then 3, then 4, and let's say 25. So you go on doing this data, and this will be summary will be given out of this. And so instead of only a single place, if you have a multi-centric data, let's say 9 places, that will give better result. So this is how you use this 2 by 2 table. So I think you will use this, the AP Info software for your data analysis purpose, and the also you will be teaching others. Uh, can I know that anyone of you have started teaching AP Info to anyone? Your colleague or friend or students? Anyone?
No, sir.
So if chance is there tomorrow or maybe on 15th August, you can try out that. To teach someone, you will learn. Right? Uh, so Mansa is not answering. I don't know how to spell name, but can you tell something about your project? Anybody has access आप ट्राई किया है वो जो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट की है ऑनलाइन बायो रिसर्च बायोमेडिकल रिसर्च वाला जो है उसका मॉड्यूल्स which is compulsory for the faculties of medical college. Have you seen that? That is a free course available.
Which one, sir?
It is about biomedical research modules are there. That all the faculties of medical college are supposed to read. It is free course, and you will get certificate at the end of the course. Biomedical
What?
research.
Biomedical research course name.
Yeah, more yeah, course is there. It's compulsory for all the faculties. So if you are not gone through it, I will search the web and will post into group. So that gives a lot
Which
of exercise there.
which site
There,
exactly would be finding
huh?
this course? Biomedical research course.
It is automatic. Automatic. You look at the videos and give the answers.
Okay, okay.
So
And
activity
that gives
based
a
course.
huh?
Activity based course.
Yeah. So you have to go through the videos, you give the answer, then go the next, like this. So that will be very good for you people to go through it. I thought that you would have known that. So I will find out and will post the website in the group. And if you come across any difficulty, then we can again discuss sometime. I think by tomorrow I will do it so that you can go through it. So, Dr.
Sure.
Nirali, have you decided any topic for you? Which topic you are going to take? Any idea? If you have not taken any topic, I would like to give a topic that out of 200 countries, what is the peace? You can measure the peace in each country in some kind of the parameters and try to find out, right? You can do that study. What is the Bangladesh? What is the state of Afghanistan, India, like that? Or within our various states, Manipur or let's say Himachal, like that. So these are the some topics where statistics can be helpful. Of course, the culprits will not be caught by you, but at least the mentality of the people can caught by you. So, Dr. Nialik, are you listening? Can you tell me something about your project? Okay, then let me go for one more topic. Mhm. Um, it will be this itself. And mm, because I want to see that all of you have got this files at least. Screen, online, distribution of documents. Yes. This I have taken from the Dental College of Canada. Sometimes good for just revision, right? Other file I will tell you is another from Canada. If you have not received it, I can give you. Is on epidemiology. Right? So this is, and then comes something about our activities. I think you should be. Mhm. This is as per the budget, the nutrient specific which you require. This is given in the nutrition software. So if you have not downloaded nutrition software, you should do it. Tomorrow I will remember to share with you again nutrition software. Then also biomedical research, the online course which is free, and this is the various food products, basically organic food products. This is a kit, prevention kit for the corona COVID-19, and this is our philosophy: the health education, online, mobile education, research, so many things. Doing activities in school, colleges, etc. If you have not gone through our website, you should be doing humanrecycle.org, humanrecycle.com. The integration. So we have the facility of 40 bedded hospital where we use the modern science, Ayurveda, nature cure, etc. together. Few other activities. Nutrition software will be sharing with you. Anemia detection instrument, you should have it. If you send your the address, then I think we can send you along with your the certificate. Vitamin D deficit detection instrument. I think I should share the details on that so that if you want to use it, you can use it. All of you, I'm very sure that none of you have undergone vitamin A deficit detection because blood sample plus 5,000 rupees. While with our instrument, without taking blood, within 5 minutes is the result. This is the concept of human, best of all and worst of none. And if you want to know your lifestyle score, I can send you the form. If you fill that 60 question, you will get your lifestyle score 30 marks out of 100, 50 marks out of 100, like this. Some of our activities. This is a booklet, those who can read in Gujarati. We can give this booklet also. And of course, I check up programs, workshops, social initiative. This is the anemia detection poster. Mirror will be in between, and just by looking at the tongue, you can find out your hemoglobin is okay or not. Exhibitions we can arrange. Trainings we have in the village base. This epidemic course going on. Workshops. This nutrition software, which I will be sharing you with tomorrow. It will look like this. And we believe that there should not be refined flour, should not be used. Any item you want to take, it should be from whole wheat flour. This is a vitamin deficit detection machine. This is kit you should be using. This is the 12 nutrients, which is based on the Suzler scientist, which one is to be used when, as per the birth date also, and directly as per the problem also. Anyway, I end over here. So if there is any question, I'll be able to answer. So um, before we end up, if you have few queries, I would love to answer. Yes, Yash, any question?
No, sir.
Voice is not proper.
And full
Yeah, I,
enthusiastic with statistics. Right now,
yeah.
session was wonderful, so I don't have any doubt.
Hmm? No
Session,
doubt.
no doubt, sir.
Okay. Anyone else? Any question? I wanted to listen from Dr. Nirali and Mansha whether if you have not started any the research project, you should. I can give hundred of topics, right? Based on your where are you working. It's we say the glasses. You should have epidemiological glasses. You should be able to figure out based on observation, right? Okay, so we'll on the Thursday. I hope that all of you should be ready, and I will come with few questions again from the AB Hills uh, short textbook of statistics by AB Hill. I will bring the examples directly from that, and we'll discuss that. That how do we solve that the problems, and the group is open for you. If you have any demands, query, etc., you can put it over there. Okay, bye.
Okay, sir.